Hey guys, welcome to another video. So, I forgot to film an intro, so sorry. But before I even start narrating this video, I'm gonna just let you know all of the products will be listed down in the description because I'm gonna butcher this video. Like, I've tried so many times to do it right, it's just not working. So you just saw me put on primer and I am blending it out. This is the e.l.f. poreless primer. I put it pretty much all over, mainly in my T-zone, and then I blend it out and let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes. So we are putting on foundation. This is the Fenty foundation, which is my favorite foundation. I'm obsessed with the formula. I'm obsessed with everything. Now, it does look orange at first, which I'm sure almost everybody knows by now. So it takes time to oxidize and really match your skin. But these are the shades 450 and 470. So I put it on in sections because the Fenty Beauty foundation sets so fast, and I really like to take my time and babysit my foundation. The only way I can do that with this foundation is to put it on in sections and blend it out in sections. So I really do take a lot of time to blend out my foundation. I edit a lot of that out, of course, for the sake of the video, to save time in the video. But yeah, so I put it on and then blend it out with my beauty blender. So next we're putting on concealer. I use 2 different shades. Underneath my eye, on my forehead, and on the bridge of my nose, I use shade 8.4. And then later on, you're going to see me use shade 8.2 to carve out my contour. So this is the NYX Photogenic HD Studio Concealer, I believe. And yeah, I'm just going to put it on and blend it out with my beauty blender. And you're going to want to use a shade that is maybe 1 or 1.5 shades darker than your actual highlight concealer. And I use the NYX one because it's not too full coverage and it's really easy to blend out. So it's perfect for the effect that I'm trying to get underneath my contour. Okay guys, so you can see as I blend it out, it's already looking like I contoured, and I haven't even contoured yet. So you see it gives your face a really nice structure. I like for my face to look very snatched and for my cheekbones to look really nice. So for contouring, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer and their new darkest shade, Sis, yes, in the shade Truffle. Their oldest darkest shade was Mahogany, which was so dull and gray. But this one is very warm and really dark and nice. So I use this on my forehead and down the bridges of my nose and also on my cheeks. And later on, you're going to see me use it to carve out my jawline, to create some shadow and depth, you know, to try and make our face look really thin. So to blend out my contour on my cheeks, I'm using, well, pretty much all over my face, I'm going to be using the Morphe, well, it's the Morphe brush. It came out of their Christmas holiday set, and I just tap it out and then go back over it with my beauty blender to make sure it's nice and even. Going in and reverse contouring like I talked about earlier, and we're just going to be creating that shadow so our face looks, you know, thin and nice and really put together. I always go back over everything with my beauty blender because, you know, it gives us a nice airbrush finish. So now I'm showing you how I set. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep. So I dip the sponge right into the powder and then tap the excess off the back of my hand and use what's left on the sponge to then press into my skin. And I do this for underneath my eye, for around my mouth, my chin, and my forehead, and I let it bake just for a couple seconds on my nose. And then I'm going to use whatever's left on the back of my hand and on the sponge to set the rest of my face. So to deepen my contour, I'm using the Laura Mercier, this is a Becca bronzer, and it's the Multitasking Perfecting powder, and I'll leave it in the description. I can't remember the exact shade name, but it's a really warm color. It's pretty much already the same shade as my contour, but I really like the warmth effect that it gives my face. So onto eyeshadow, I'm using the Helen E Cosmetics eyeshadow primer first, and I really like this primer. It sets really fast and makes sure eyeshadows look way more pigmented. So I've been using this lately when I do my face makeup first and my eyes last because it helps with the fallout as well. So for eyeshadow, I'm using the Morphe Vault. The first palette is the red palette, and this is the shade Alert. I have hooded eyelids, so I'm blending my first transition shade above my crease. So I slowly build it up, adding little by little, and that helps with fallout as well, guys. You don't want to just pack on one color with a bunch of product at one time. You want to take your time and blend it out. You want to take your time and build it up. The next shade I'm using is out of the same palette, and it is the shade Framed. So I'm doing the exact same method, just slowly building that color up so I don't have fallout, because you don't want to mess up your face makeup and everything after you just took your time to make it look all nice and blended. The next shade I'm using is Mystic out of the purple palette, and I'm putting that shade directly in my crease, and it's going to be the last transition color before our lid color. And for my lower lash line, I'm using the shade Rockstar out of the purple palette and going underneath it with the shade Alert, which was our first transition color. So for our actual lid color, this is the shade Lolly out of the red palette. And I'm just going to press that on with my finger. And then for eyeliner, I'm using the Jet Black. So for my brow highlight, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Chocolate Cherry. Now for eyeliner, I'm using the e.l.f. Jet Black liner. And I was going to do a wing, but I knew I would like spend forever trying to get them even and everything. So I just did a regular black liner and I just angled it up. And I'm going to go in and set it with a matte black eyeshadow. And then just to blend it in with everything, I'm going to go back in on the end of the eyeliner with the shade Mystic, which was the last shade we used in our crease, and blend it into the crease so everything is nice and neat. So for highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Glow Kit, and I mix together all of the shades and use that to highlight. And this is a lip gloss from Morphe. Can't remember the name, but it will be in the description with everything else. Okay guys, so this is pretty much it for this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you in my next video, which will definitely be a talk through. So now we're just going to get into the slow-mos.